Hey, this is Mike Hambright with the Flip Nerd VIP show. Welcome back for another great episode. Today I have with me Stephanie Pappas, who is the president of the Diversified Real Estate Investors Group. It's an award-winning group that operates in the Philadelphia area. And before we get started, to learn more about Stephanie and DIG, let's take a moment to recognize our featured sponsors. RealtyMogul.com is an online marketplace for real estate investing, connecting borrowers and capital from accredited and institutional investors. Get a rehab loan fast and close in as little as 10 days. Rates start as low as 9%. We'd also like to thank National Real Estate Insurance Group, the nation's leading provider of insurance to the residential real estate investor market. From individual properties to large-scale investors, National Real Estate Insurance Group is ready to serve you. Please note, the views and opinions expressed by the individuals in this program do not necessarily reflect those of FlipNerd.com or any of its partners, advertisers, or affiliates. Please consult professionals before making any investment or tax decisions, as real estate investing can be risky. Hey, Stephanie, welcome to the show.
Hey, Mike, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
Good. Glad you're on. A lot of I never really mentioned this. A lot of guests we've had on previously recommend folks to join us on the show, and you came recommended, so we're happy to have you here. It's always good to have somebody that is a friend of a friend, so great.
Good.
Well, tell us a little bit more about you. I know you're the president of DIG and involved in real estate in a lot of other ways, but why don't you'll be able to introduce yourself better than me, so tell us a little bit about you.
Okay. Well, to get started, I started out as a stay-at-home mom, raised my kids, got bored at home, and decided I wanted to be a realtor. So got into the business being a realtor, but I always wanted to flip houses. So I ended up going to our local group, which is big, and I just fell in love. I'm like, this is awesome. There's all these people there. They're all doing what I'm doing, and nobody thinks I'm crazy.
Yeah.
So my whole family thinks I'm crazy, but everybody at DIG, we're all doing the same thing. So I thought it was great, and it got me started into flipping houses, and I got a couple rental properties, and I just absolutely love the business. I'm still a realtor. I like the real estate, but I really love flipping houses. So.
Yeah. So you went, and I've had other people talk about this before. They had an interest, and they got involved in a REI Club, and eventually became the president of the club. So tell us a little bit about the transition from newbie with little experience to going to see what the club's all about one day to ultimately being the president of that club.
Well, I started out, and I love the group. There's a lot of great people there, and I just thought, let's get more involved. The more you get involved, the easier it is to meet people. And the more you get involved, then you get asked to do more things. And as you get asked to do more things, you kind of end up drawing the short straw and getting stuck as president. But I do love it. It's a lot of work, and we're a nonprofit group, so we don't get paid for doing it. So it's volunteers. So we love our volunteers, and it's a great way to get to know people.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of interesting to be drawn into that. It's not something that I had planned to do when I joined the group.
Right. So tell us a little bit about your group. How many members do you have?
We're currently at about 750 to 800 members.
Okay.
In our heyday, we were up to probably 1,200 when the market had crashed and everybody thought, let's get into real estate. It's easy.
Yeah.
So everybody came in, and the people that found out it wasn't as easy as calling your stockbroker, they all dumped out. And the people that are there now are dedicated. We have a good mix of people. We have a lot of newbies, but we have a lot of people that have been investing for 20, 30 years.
Yeah. Well, tell me a little bit about you specifically mentioned that you're a nonprofit. I heard you say that, and I know there's some distinct differences between nonprofit and for-profit, and some people are very opinionated about nonprofit and for-profit REI clubs and the balance between education and selling things. But talk a little bit about your club and maybe how it's different.
Well, we're a nonprofit, but we also like to focus on our investors and not try to pound them for sales and try to hit them up for these national speakers.
Right.
National speakers are great. They give you a lot of good information. Unfortunately, they're there to sell product, and selling the product helps keep the REI group in business. So, unfortunately, we have to do that, but we try to fill it in with lots of local speakers. And our local guys just have better information just because it's specific to our area. So there's not information. While this works in Florida and this works in California, everything they do works in Pennsylvania. So it's a little different. We just like to focus on, the local stuff. And the rules change, the laws change. We've got, as I'm sure everybody else across the country has, we have issues with the government getting their hands in for licensing and all that kind of crap. So,
yeah.
But it's a lot easier to fight those groups locally because you all go and we send out blasts to our membership, and they tend to go to the meetings, and having 30, 40 investors in the room fighting the council and whatever and telling them why they shouldn't be making these laws. I think it makes a better impact than somebody coming from out of a strange area, and they're not going to fight. So.
Yeah. So what do you think the right balance is between not just necessarily national speakers, but you obviously, I know probably more than many. Obviously, I've never led a REI Club, but I know lots of folks that do. And I know it's a thankless business. There's nobody's making money on it. Hopefully there's some things that are spilling over into other businesses and you're making sense of it that way. But it's not necessarily a bad thing to say that you're selling things either, because presumably things are being sold that people need. I think the days are kind of somewhat hopefully behind us of the real kind of shady folks that are, pumping and dumping a crowd and go to the back and charge your credit card right now or your life's over. And, you don't let folks like that in anymore. I think folks more than ever, a lot of the bigger name speakers or guru types have some great things to offer. They know they need to educate before they promote anything. But what's the right balance, do you think, between promoting things for other people and not, I guess?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we're trying to really pick really good speakers. So like you said, they give good content. They're not just there to sell. They're there really to share. And I think if you have really good speakers that give good content, then people don't mind the sales pitch at the end because they're actually really wanting to buy the product.
Right.
And I think it's just it's tough having the right mix. We have about 3 speakers a year. That's okay. And the rest of the time it's basically local people, or we do a lot of panels and stuff that people really like because you're getting different opinions.
Yeah.
So it's tough to find that right mix. I know there's other REI groups out there that are having 12 speakers a year, and there people still come back. I think just educating your group, too, and saying, unfortunately, we have to sell to you to keep us in business, and don't feel obligated to buy. And I think people understand that.
Yeah. I love talking to folks that run REI Clubs because I'm intrigued by what you do, obviously, but also just I'm curious about how folks move forward in this era of so much stuff being online, being able to have webinars, being able to have meetings like this. Now, you're never going to eliminate the need for people to get together and physically shake someone's hand and look them in the eye and talk to them and things like that. So it's not like, REI Clubs are going to go away. But what are your thoughts on how technology and, this era of social media and stuff like that, how that's changing, or maybe how it will change how REI Clubs look and feel and operate?
Yeah, I think the social media thing has it's really taken a lot of membership away from a lot of the groups. If you can get it for free, why go to a group? Why pay the money to join? But I think what happens is a lot of those people never become successful because they don't have the support behind them.
Yeah.
So I think if we jump into the craze too and get ourselves out there so people can find us on social media, they'll end up realizing that they need the extra, pat on the back from somebody, or somebody hand-holding, and actually helping them through projects to get them through the first deal.
Yeah.
Most of these people, the stuff you get online is partial information. It's never, soup to nuts. So
yeah.
I think you just need to, we need to market to those newbies and bring them in, but also give them enough education that they succeed. Otherwise, they're going to go back online and get the stuff for free.
Yeah. And how are you set up? Do you guys have typically just one general monthly meeting, and then you have some additional training here and there sprinkled in, weekends or things like that?
Yeah, we have one general meeting. Then, like I said, we have 3 national speakers that come and speak, and they also usually do a Saturday workshop. So we have them, you know, those interspersed. We also have 101 classes during the year, 4 in the spring, 4 in the fall. We have workshops that we have in addition to those, just sprinkled in, like you said, here and there. But we also have close to 20 subgroups or focus groups that meet during the month. So those are our groups that get together, and maybe 20, 30 people in a room. Sometimes less. Some of them have, 5 or 6 people that come regularly. And it's a great support group because you get to know people, personally. So you know them by first name, you know their family, you know their personality, and you're willing to do business with them.
Right.
So having
And you're saying those are specific topics? Are they?
some
Is
of
that how it's set up?
specific, like commercial, or we have a social media subgroup. But a lot of them are just local. So if you invest in, say, we have like Bucks County, and there's lower, central, and upper. If you're in the lower Bucks area, we get together and we have a lower Bucks subgroup, and it's specific to issues that we have with them.
Yeah.
So getting UNOs to use in occupancies through the townships and stuff like that. How do you do it? What can we do to change them? That kind of thing. So.
Yeah. So are you you're an active investor yourself?
I am. I like to flip houses, and I've done over 30 projects so far, and I'm looking for one right now.
Okay.
Market's a little tough for finding them, but definitely looking to do another project, and have a couple rental properties. Love my tenants. They're great, but a lot of work sometimes.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the relationship with National REI. I know you have some affiliation. I know they have different levels of membership, like charter members and things like that. But I know that you have some affiliation there. How does that work, and how does it benefit you, and how does it benefit them? And tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay. Well, we're a chapter member of National REI, and that gives us a lot of extra benefits that not everybody can offer. And we love our Home Depot benefit, which is one of the best benefits out there, I think. And they offer a lot of support for us. They do a lot of REIA training, so you can get trained on how to be a better REIA group, which is invaluable to us because we go and we share with other groups what works, what doesn't work, and things that worked 10 years ago aren't working now. So how do we change and stay current and not, do the same old thing we always did?
Yeah.
So we're looking for ways to upgrade and update, and just webinars alone have come in the last couple of years, and a lot of groups are just using them right and left. We've done one. We haven't done a lot, but we're looking to do more of them because I think it's hard to get out. Your kids are busy. They're in sports, and both husband and wife are working now most of the time. So, who gets to go to the meetings, and you get to stay home and in your jammies and watch videos. It's great.
Yeah. So you're saying that's a movement you see is REI Clubs using a lot more webinar type tools or type products?
I think so. I think, if they're going to go to the website and watch it anyway, they may as well watch it through us and, get good information that we have kind of pre-screened. We like to pre-screen our speakers and give quality. I don't like just somebody, coming in and just, selling the pants off.
Right.
And everybody's like, I can't stand that guy. I'd rather have we get people coming up and say, hey, he was great. He gave a ton of information.
Yeah.
The whole sales thing goes out the window.
Yeah.
Oh, and National REI has training for that. We get together and we talk to other REI groups about who did you have, who was good, who didn't you like, who gave good information, who's salesy. And so just that alone is a great relationship. We've, I think, changed our group, probably 100% since we've been going to the National REIA trainings. Just to get current.
Yeah, that's great. So you mentioned something about it's tough to buy houses right now. I think people are feeling the pressure in a lot of markets around the country, just with the improved sales market. If you're in a market where there was a lot of building going on for years, that's kind of been dead for a few years. There's some shortage of inventory from builders coming out because they're trying to ramp back up, and obviously the hedge funds buying a lot of stuff and things like that. What are the pressures you're seeing in Philadelphia?
Well, we're having a hard time finding flips, stuff to buy. The banks don't want to come down on the prices too much. There's, enough inventory, but there's not a lot. There's a lot of short sales, and those banks aren't really willing to take the short sale offers. So you're fighting with those. We have a lot in Philly going on, but if you don't want to invest in the city of Philadelphia, and I'm in the suburbs, and I prefer out in the suburbs, competition is just horrible out there.
It's fierce, huh?
There's nothing to buy. We're all fighting over the same 10 properties when they come out.
Yeah.
So it gets tough, and the market, it's picked up. As a realtor, I've been swamped since January, and we've had snowstorm after snowstorm.
Yeah.
So I was surprised people were out, but it's been busy, and our builders are crazy up here. We've got tons of new construction going on. So it's a good market. Hopefully it'll stay strong like it is right now, but for the rehab properties and stuff, there's not a lot there.
Yeah, yeah. Talk a little bit about, and I know Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, there's a lot of cities where this comes up a lot. You're a very different investor if you invest in the inner city versus in the suburbs and things like that. Talk a little bit about Philadelphia specifically, like some of the different areas to focus on that some people stay away from. They don't want to go there, or they do.
Yeah, well, we have in Philly, obviously, like any other big city, we've got a lot of rough areas that most people stay out of. So there's stuff there all the time, but not everybody wants to invest.
Right.
So I mean, you could buy stuff down there for $5,000 to $10,000, and then we have other areas of the city that have just taken off in the last few years, and you're buying stuff down there that retails for $500,000-$600,000 for a row home in the city.
Yeah.
Mind-boggling to me, because it's really hard to picture those things that we were selling 15 years ago for $50,000, getting $100,000. But there's a lot going on down there. There's a lot of city work going on, building on lots and tear downs of 3 or 4 properties and building brand new townhomes and stuff like that. So there's some really good areas to invest if you're looking to do new construction or rebuilds. There's shells out there. There's a lot going on. So there's you can do anything in the city. You can do real low end if you want.
Yep.
There's people doing really low end rentals and doing very, very well with it, being very successful, all the way up to people just doing $1 million projects down there as well.
Yeah. That's good, because there's some markets where the inner city part is just dead. I won't say any names, but there's some markets that nobody wants to go into. So, well, if folks want to find out more about your club, where do they go?
They can go to digonline.org, and we have a website there, and there's pretty much the benefits and stuff are on there, so they can look up what we have to offer. The classes, our speakers are on there. So we have a lot there to offer, but we've got tons of benefits that make it all worth joining DIG. But the biggest one is the networking, because I wouldn't have ever started this if I didn't have the support of the REI group. It's just being able to ask people, questions like who do you ask if you don't go to a REI group?
Right.
You ask people and they go, "You're crazy for doing that stuff." So I go to digonline.org, and they can certainly email me at president@digonline.org, and I'll personally call them if they want to talk to me and try to get them started. So.
That's great. I think I mentioned to you that, it's no secret I'm a big supporter of REI Clubs, and I think even myself, I got started by moseying into a REI Club to see what this is all about, and it just kind of opens up a new world. Like you said, all of a sudden you're surrounded by people that don't think you're crazy. And, we have friends and family members that thought, like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? That doesn't make sense. Nobody's making money, and you're going to lose money, and, nobody knows. There's a lot of naysayers out there, so.
It is addicting, though. Once you get into it, you've done a couple of deals, it's really hard to just, we're just so, you just fall in love with the whole business. It's exciting, and, the challenge of finding projects and making them work and all that. You either love it or you don't. So,
yeah. Well, what would you say for folks, even in other markets, if they're looking for a REI Club, what they should look for in terms of what the right club might be?
Okay, I think it just involves not necessarily the size of the group, but how active they are. Are people actively doing stuff, or is everybody sitting there whining and saying, they can't find a project.
Right.
So they have to be actively doing stuff. I think it has to be exciting. I think you have to feel comfortable with the group. But the most important thing is get involved from the get-go and, go to as many meetings as you can and enjoy the benefits and get to know people.
Yeah.
Because if you sit in the sidelines and expect all that stuff to just filter into your head, it won't. You have to work at it. So
Yeah.
if they're interested, there's plenty of exciting groups out there. There's a lot of dead ones. You don't need to go to the dead one just because it's free. Spend a little money, go to the better groups, and get to know people that are active and busy doing it.
Even for a club like yours, I mean, I don't know. I have no idea what your fees are, so hopefully I'm not catching you off guard. But what do you charge, like an annual fee to join the meetings?
We charge $150 annually to come, and that includes hundreds of benefits. It includes all the subgroups. It includes discounts on all the classes that we run. So it's worth it. I know our Home Depot benefit alone has paid my dues over and over and over just to be paid. So just one.
So 10 or $12 a month. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought a $6 coffee this morning, so.
Yeah. We have like 20 subgroups you can go to. So you're not getting
fantastic.
a month. You're getting 21 meetings a month.
Yeah.
You can't. It's a bargain. It's a bargain. I mean.
Yeah.
Just to go online and get free stuff, it's not worth it because you don't get everything you need there.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you joining us today and learning more about you, learning a little bit more about DIG. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Hope you have a great week.
You too. Thanks.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Are you a member of FlipNerd.com, the most robust real estate investing platform in existence, where you can find off-market wholesale deals and great vendors literally in your market? You can get access to advice from experts and learn about local clubs and events right in your backyard. If not, please visit FlipNerd.com and register for a free account. You can register in less than a minute. It's pretty much the coolest site that's ever existed in the real estate investing industry, so get on over to FlipNerd.com.